I'll wait exactly till 9:31 and I see that go off. Alrighty, so as people trickle in, if you have any friends that you want to text and see if they want to come. But hi, I'm Olivia. This is my third time doing the yoga for you guys over Zoom, and I'm super pumped to be here. I trained with you guys, a lot of you guys on Tuesday, and I'm many people's coach as well with Coach Dave. So welcome to your practice today. If you have any questions, please feel free to speak up. And if you have at all, the chat is gonna be a little difficult for me to see just so you can get a full screen of myself. But if you have any questions, feel free to speak out. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off by spread our knees across our space to be hips width distance. Bring our toes together and slowly melt our upper bodies and torsos down into the ground for a smooth child's pose. Use your fingers to walk out your arms and stretch them as far as they can and spread each pad of your finger deep into the ground. You can place your forehead on the ground and roll it back and forth, giving yourself a nice little massage. And take a few breaths here, just settling into your body and your morning and the space of your day. On this breath here, seal your lips and take a deep inhale through your nose and constrict the back of your throat to create this breath of fire, also known as an Ujjayi breath. Take a deep inhale using this Ujjayi breath and a deep exhale out through your nose with the same breath. Take a few here. If you need to have any wiggles or any adjustments to wake your body up, do as you please. All right, now take a deep inhale here. Exhale, let it out all together. And on this inhale, come forward up to a tabletop. Align your hips over your knees and create one line of energy coming down through your hands up to your shoulders. Bring your big toes to touch. Keep your knees grounded on the floor. And slowly push your hips down and forward into a nice seal pose stretch. Shine your heart through the front to the space of your room. Feel this nice stretch. Bring your shoulder blades down and back. You can roll them a few times. And then using the pads of your hands, ground down and push down and back into another child's pose. So this should be a pretty smooth and fluid movement. And we'll take a few here all on our own time. So take a deep inhale, come up into seal pose. And a deep exhale down into child's pose. Take a few here. Whatever you need. If you want to shake out your hips a little bit, if there's something calling you, like a few wrist rollouts, do anything that you might need to get us ready for this practice. All right, now do one more cycle through and meet back in a tabletop position. Now we're going to be heading into our first downward facing dog of class. Press into the L shapes of your hands while in your tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath and push your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Shake your hips out, wake them up. You could walk your dog or just pedal out your feet, and you'll give yourself a nice calf stretch here. But press into the L shapes of your hand to push out through your shoulders and push your hips back. You don't want to be dumping too much into your shoulders. This is a great position just to go back to if you need any grounding. This position is always here for you. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, make a funny face, flutter your lips, just make a very loud, audible exhale. Do this one more time. Take a deep inhale and exhale as loud as you can. Lovely. Now look forward and slowly tiptoe up towards the mat, as small of tiptoes as you possibly can. Feel that stretch in the back of your legs. Now leaving your feet hips width distance, give yourself a nice solid bend in your knees. Go into ragdoll pose. You can hook your hands onto each elbow, or you could just let them lay out in front of you. And just give yourself a nice solid bend in your knees. This stretch is more focusing on your spine and your neck and your back rather than your legs. You can roll out side to side, up and down. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. But we're gonna have a positive affirmation today, so we're gonna end on shaking our head yes. Lovely. All right, now slowly tiptoe your heels and toes to touch with a small sliver in between your heels. And ever so slowly and mindfully, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly roll with your head and with your neck and head, the last to finish. You come up, roll your shoulders up and down a few times. Wiggle out your neck. You still see me all right? Okay, I'm gonna adjust that really fast. Perfect. Okay, very cool. All right, up and back. Engage your kneecaps through your legs. Engage your glutes in this mountain pose. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, mountain pose. Bring your pinkies towards each other. In doing so, sorry, my screen's not tall enough. Just take a big deep breath here and stretch out. Engage your core to push your upper body up towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. And then exhale, come to prayer hands, leave your hands at your side. At this point in the class, I like to offer an intention. This could be, for today, I'm gonna say, open your hearts and your minds. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now. So just showing compassion, not only towards others, but towards yourself, and using this yoga practice just to be very mindful and caring about your body and your mind and doing what you need to do today to have a great Thursday and set up for a great end of your week. All right, lovely. And if you have your own intention, by all means, use that for your practice. All right. Take a deep inhale and exhale this intention. Take a deep inhale again. Raise your arms up to strong mountain pose. Use your right hand to grasp your left wrist. Lift your arms up above your head and slowly tilt towards the right side of your space to open up this left side of your body. You'll feel a nice long stretch in your shoulders and through your rib cage. Make sure your hips are aligned and even, that you're not just dumping too much into the right side. Focus on putting a little bit more pressure onto your left side. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. And then onto the left side, grab your right wrist with your left hand and slowly stretch out towards the left and feeling that nice, good stretch in your right side body. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale back to center, back to mountain pose. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep down to touch your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Put your weight into your toes, almost as if you're just leaning just slightly over, looking over the cliff of the mountain. Press your hands firmly into either your shins or your thighs, whichever creates a flat spine for you. and elongate your neck as far as you can. Lovely. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plank pose. We're gonna go into our first Chaturanga class today. So we're gonna be in a high plank pose. We've been doing this a few times together. Take a deep inhale, tilt forward. Exhale, go into a low push-up. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your heart through. Press so much so into the tops of your feet and your toes that your knees are lifted off of the ground. Shine your heart through. And exhale, forward fold. Lovely. Take a few adjustments here. Stretch out if you want to feel a little bit stretch in your shoulders. Keep your hands pressed into the ground and shake your hips side to side. All right, now we're going to flow through that Sun A all together another time. Breath to movement. Take a deep inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands forward, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, right side body stretch. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, left side body stretch. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Plant your hands and feet into a high plank. Lean forward. Slow push up. Tuck your elbows in towards your rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. So lovely, everyone. Take a deep inhale here and sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Hold here, feel that nice long stretch. Flex your foot, not so it's pointed, but it's facing down, your toes are facing down towards the earth. Sweep your leg through towards your chest and just hold. Just hold here and slowly pulse it out. Feel your core engaging in your right oblique. Come back up to the top and inhale, sweep it all the way through and land into a low lunge. So you're gonna have your right foot at a 90-degree angle with your left foot planted on the ground. And right here, just to align our hips, put your hands at your sides and kind of shake your hips and wiggle them out together to feel them be like almost like headlights on a car. And slowly feel, put a little bit of pressure and weight and tilt just a little bit forward into that right foot and feel the long stretch through your left hip. We want to be opening up our hips today. I feel like we don't usually do that enough as swimmers, and they're just so important to us. All right, lovely. You could put your hand right on your left hip and just feel that nice long stretch. Take a deep inhale here. Curl your left toes under and in one fluid motion, stand up towards a warrior one. So your left foot is going to be elevated. You're going to bring your arms forward. And you're going to want to maintain those same headlight hips and feel that nice long stretch in your left leg as you pull it forward and your right hip back in space. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. You're going to tee out that back leg to make it facing your space while your right foot just stays exactly where you are. Lovely. Bring your right arm and your left arm, pull them towards opposite spaces in the room. Take a deep inhale here, all together, and exhale, extended side angle. Tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12. You can use your thigh as a small shelf, or you can engage this right oblique, which I highly suggest to open up your side body. You'll feel a nice, good stretch in your right groin and look up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, reverse, maintain that lunge in your front leg. Feel that nice long stretch through your right side body. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, cartwheel your arms down into a high plank, into a Chaturanga Dandasana. You can elevate and float your right leg as you go down into your push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so lovely. Same thing on the left now. Lift your left leg high towards the sky. Sweep it through. Hold at your chest. Pulse it out just a few times. Feel that core activate and engage. Sweep it back. And then all the way through, plant your left leg in between your hands. And bring your right knee down towards a low lunge. Feel those adjustments, your headlight hips into your space. You can bring your hands towards your hips and feel how aligned they are, like headlights. And then slowly play around with putting a little bit of weight into your left leg and feeling your right leg move forward in space as your left leg moves back, left hip moves back in space. Lovely. Lift your arms up. Take a deep inhale here. High lunge into a warrior one through one fluid motion. So lovely, just as the other side. You could bring your hips down to feel them and just make sure that you are still maintaining those strong headlight hips all together. Take a deep inhale here and you're gonna go into your, just shift your toes into your warrior two. Just as the other side. Inhale here, extended side angle. TikTok your arms to 6 and 12. So lovely, everyone.
Olivia, do you mind if I jump in here and say good job to everybody?
Oh, yes, of course. Hi, how are you?
Coach Marsh, I'm just watching you guys. At least I'm see how many people are on the broadcast, although your cameras aren't on. But doing a good job of that. Thank you for doing that,
of course,
Olivia.
thank you for having me.
Looks really good. I'll give you a little shot of these guys as a slight intermission. If you watch your screen, I'll show you the Mariusz and Christian and Lene are doing some sprinting right now. So maybe you can just sort of add that into your visualization as you're doing these yoga moves to try to visualize what it would feel like to look like this in the water and be this in the water. So Mariusz is about to do one lap really fast at this backyard pool we're at. So watch here. He's coming on.
Yeah, everyone pause, take a good look at your screen, check out what he's doing.
Looks pretty good. Now the Linnea is coming too. Watch her. And Linnea is also a yoga teacher, as you guys know. She's worked with you guys on this too. So here goes Christian. Now Christian's really going fast right now. So remember, he's the second in the world in the 50 free. So he's popping here this morning. He hasn't been popping in a long time. So let you guys get back to work, but put that in your mind's eye as you're doing the rest of the session here with Olivia. So good job. Thanks for the clap.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's always fun to remember why we are taking these steps to get to those points. So when we want to meet our personal goals, if we want to end up like Linnea or Marius, end up a collegiate swimmer, go pro, whatever they might be, just keep that in mind and the back of your head throughout your daily life. All right, so I think we are last in a warrior 2. To open back up to that position, elongate your right back leg, lunge into your left foot, TikTok your arms to 6 and 12 into the extended side angle. Take a deep inhale here and exhale, reverse warrior. Maintain that nice 90-degree bend in your left leg. Don't want to get lazy there. And fire up that left glute. And take a deep inhale here and exhale, cartwheel your arms down into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Tilt forward, go into your low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. All right, we're just gonna do that, flow through that breath to movement one more time. So we'll be going a little bit faster, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more just to keep our hips open and get us all ready for the next few weeks of training. All right, sweep your right leg high up into the sky. Bring it all the way through and hold it. Your chest, pulse, 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 pulse. I'm gonna hold this on to here for a few more seconds, not minutes, don't worry. To engage that core, fire up those obliques, sweep it right back high, and sweep it all the way through and plant your hands. Take a deep inhale, low lunge. Exhale, warrior 1, lift that left leg high. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, open up to the side into warrior 2. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, reverse warrior. Now inhale again. I'm adding on back into your warrior 2. Stretch out that front leg into triangle pose and slowly tilt, just like the extended side angle, towards your left or to your right foot, and bring your arms down to the 6 and 12. You could put your weight onto your right shin, or you could hold it here just to fire up those obliques and get a nice fire up going. All right, right here. So right here, you want to focus on your hips. You don't want your left hip to be dumping down, but you also don't want it too far back. You want to pretend that you are in between a screen and a glass door, kind of like a window or a sliding glass door. And just hold here and be as still as you can and feel that stretch and that space opening up in your hips. Lovely. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, come up just towards the basic triangle pose and TikTok your arms, cartwheel them down to the floor for another Chaturanga. Inhale here, tilt forward, and exhale, low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. Same thing on the left side. Inhale your left leg high. Sweep it through up towards your chest and pulse and engage your leg. You don't want your hips to be moving. You just want to feel that crunch on your left side and that left oblique. So lovely. Just a few more seconds. Sweep your left leg high and sweep it all the way back through your left foot in between your right and left hands. Perfect. Bring your right foot down. Inhale, low lunge. Maintain, get set up so we can have a strong warrior 1. Take a deep inhale here. Warrior 1, press up. Lovely. All right, tilt that back foot into your warrior two and engage, open up towards the side of your space. Take a deep inhale here, exhale, extended side angle, open up. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then same thing on this side as adding on. Inhale, back to warrior two. Elongate and stretch out that front leg. Tilt forward, bring it all the way down, your arms to 6 and 12, and open up. Put a little bit of pressure and feel the weight coming down into your right arm and shoulder, and press up against it into a nice long stretch. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into what you need and make any adjustments to make it feel more comfortable or more challenging. Lovely. Come up just to a basic triangle, inhale, and exhale, cartwheel your arms into a chaturanga. Inhale, tilt forward. Exhale, push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So one of my favorite things about yoga is the playtime, just to see like what exciting things you can do and learn and put your body into ways that is just a little bit more exciting, I guess. So I'm gonna do the same thing we've been doing for the last two classes. And we're gonna go into a crow pose. So we're gonna use our chaturanga arms to press down in front of our mat, in front of our space, just like so. You wanna use a point of focus that's right just a little bit above your fingertips. Get your hands or get your arms into a push-up position. Bring your elbow, tuck your elbows in almost towards your knees. You're like in a little funky position right here. And then slowly bring one of your legs, it could be your right or your left, into the shelf space right here of your triceps. So you're gonna create a little shelf and just start leaning forward. Use a point of focus that's just a little bit out in front of you, so it's not directly down. And you could start with bringing one leg up and then alternate to the other. And let's see if I can do it today, because every day is different. And then maybe you'll be able to fly your crow like so. Bring your toes up and engage and maintain that point of focus. All right, so we're gonna, if you wanna play around with that for the next few moments, by all means, go crazy. It's always fun being able to see what you can get into. And yeah, I always have a great time. So I'll give you just a few moments to play around. And if you fall out of it, you could try again, or you could just take another moment and regroup and focus on your breathing. I know I can't see you guys, but knowing who the stingrays are, I bet you are all looking fantastic right now. Alrighty, so lovely. And in a count of 5, countdown to 5, we're gonna just go back into downward facing dog. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna start shutting it down and get our bodies feeling good for the rest of the day. So sweep your right leg high, bring it all the way through, and take your knee, plant it down towards your right hand. So your left ankle will be next to your left hand. So it's gonna be, your shin will be going across your body. All right, this is called crow pose or half crow pose. Unsickle your back foot and play around with your hips and make sure they're in alignment. You don't want to be dumping too much into your left side or your right side. Try to make them balance, but this is a really nice stretch to open up your thighs and your hips. You could roll around a little bit. Take a look over your left and right shoulder just to see where your hips are and where your leg is in space. And if you feel so inclined, you can slowly walk your hands down. You can go down onto your forearms, or you could take the full expression And just lay down over your leg. You'll feel this strongly in your glutes. And if you have any pain or discomfort, there's no shame in walking up to your hands. I'd much rather have everyone be safe and feeling good. This is a pose for you. There's no competition. So just feel around in space. All right. All right. Now engage your back left foot, curl your toes under, and sweep that right leg high into the sky into a half downward facing dog, and shake it out. It might have fallen asleep. Mine always does. Lovely. Plant it back down into downward facing dog. And then same thing on the left side. Lift it up in space. And then sweep it all the way through, bringing your left knee to your left hand and your right ankle to your left hand. Now this might feel a little bit different on this side, and adjust as you need and do what you need to do to feel good. And just welcome any discomfort, but make sure you know the difference between a challenge and discomfort and actual pain. This is not the time to be pushing it too much, but just do what you got to do. You check each side, unsickle that back foot, make sure your hips are in line. And then once again, it might be different than you did on the other side, and that's totally okay. You can walk down, come down to your forearms, or take the full expression and roll all the way down. Lovely. And take a few breaths here. Try to think about how your body feels different from the beginning of class. Maybe your hips feel more open, or your shoulders, or your front line of your body. And just thank yourself for coming to this space today and showing up to practice. All right, now all together, curl your right toes underneath, lift up, and sweep that left leg up high in space and shake it out if it fell asleep or if it just feels good. Then come back to downward facing dog and come down onto your knees. We'll be just slowly shutting it down. Bring your legs out in front of you. And then slowly, ever so carefully, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way down onto your backs with your neck and head last to finish. All right. Lovely. All right. And with your tailbone planted firmly into the ground, bring your feet or your legs up into space. And you want to pretend that you are almost walking on the ceiling or on the sky if you're outside right now. And hook your hands at either the back of your thighs, the outside of your feet, or the inside of your feet. Whichever feels most comfortable to you. Just make sure your tailbone is planted on the ground. This is called Happy Baby. It's kind of a funky pose to look at, but it always feels so good. You could swivel side to side, give your low back a massage. You could straighten one leg and then straighten the next, or both at the same time, or just stay in the middle and feel it pressing through and opening up your legs. So good. Take a deep inhale here, curl up into a ball, and give yourself a nice hug. Let your left leg just lay out straight in front of you, and keep your right leg hooked with your arms up towards your armpit. Pull it up just a little bit. Feel that stretch in your glute. Take a deep inhale here, and then exhale, slowly roll that left leg over onto that right leg over onto your right side for a supine twist. Keep your left. It is more important to keep your shoulders, both shoulders planted in the ground, than having your right knee touch the ground. Been doing yoga for so many years, and I still have a hard time getting my right foot over, or my right knee over, while still keeping my right shoulder on the ground. So whatever today calls for, Just make sure your right shoulder is imprinted. With each inhale, elongate your spine, and with each exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper into this stretch. Take a nice deep inhale here and roll up to center, and then same thing, just gonna switch. Let your right leg release, hook your left leg up towards your armpit, giving it a nice squeeze, and then slowly roll it over for supine towards the right, on the left. Keep your left shoulder into the ground. Once again, it's more important. This side might feel a little bit different, and just welcome any changes and do whatever your body and your mind calls you to do today. Take a deep inhale here, a deep exhale. With each inhale, lengthen your spine, feel it elongating and your chest broadening. And with each exhale, just try to twist a little bit deeper, or even think about twisting a little bit deeper. You actually don't have to. Lovely. I'm gonna take a deep inhale here, roll up to center, kind of wiggle your hips out, center out your back, align it. And now give yourself the biggest hug you've given anyone today. Loop your arms around your legs, curl up into a tight little ball like a roly-poly. Make a funny face and squeeze and pinch everything together. Take a deep, deep inhale here, the deepest of all class. And then exhale, fall down into Shavasana, or also corpse pose. Unhook your jaw and unknit your brow. Let your body fall where it feels most comfortable. In these next 2-3 seconds, make any small adjustments so you can have a completely motionless few moments of corpse pose. And then we're going to go into total silence and total stillness in 3, 2, 1. And now you use a deep inhale to wake your body up, and a deep exhale to slowly invite more movement back into your body. Start twiddling your fingers, touching each pad of your finger to your thumb. Start rolling out your wrists and your arms. Start wiggling your toes, rolling out your ankles and your feet. And then lift your arms up into the biggest good morning stretch. Feel the line of energy all the way from your tiptoes to the tips of your fingers, and feel that nice long stretch. And take a deep breath here. And exhale, roll over to a side that is calling you. Plant one of your hands into the ground and just feel the grounding. And then with your eyes closed, push up into a seated position with your legs crossed. Now come forward. Take a deep inhale here. Recall the intention or your intention of just today. Deep inhale here, and exhale, let it out. All right, namaste. Thank you so much for everyone who showed up today. I really appreciate this. This was a really nice class. I'm happy I didn't have any technical difficulties. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out. But I've really enjoyed doing this with you guys, so thank you.